Welcome back, listeners, to the Lust for Life podcast, where you'll be joining a girl on her journey to discovering the depths of emotional intelligence. This is your host, Tennessee Reed. Welcome back, everyone. It's great to have you. It's been another wonderful week here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I will say it's been a bit of a lonelier week. I did not mention this on my previous podcast, but Jake is actually spending the summer in Nashville, Tennessee for a really neat opportunity to do research and have really close mentors at Vanderbilt through orthopedic surgery, and he's just gaining so much experience. But with that, I have been here with Lucy, taking care of Lucy, without Jake. So it's been 3 weeks now since he left, and it has been a little harder than I thought it would be, but I knew it was going to be hard. I guess it's not harder than I thought it would be. I just knew it was going to be hard, and it's kind of what I expected. And it has been hard. It's hard to have that companionship all the time, see each other every single day, and then all of a sudden not see each other. I will say also we only have one car, so it's been a little challenging that way because I've been taking the bus to work. So it actually takes a lot of my day to commute to work now. I have to wake up extra early to make sure I'm taking care of Lucy. And so, yeah, it's been a little bit of a change. I've been having to be very efficient with my time management and how I do things. But the biggest thing was just it's hard not to have your best friend around. And FaceTiming is not enough. I wish I could, just have our phones on all the time and just, even if we're not talking, we're at least, on the phone together, which we do sometimes. But, yeah, it's been really challenging, and I knew it was going to be, but just like I try to look at everything, it's an opportunity to kind of grow and kind of just really learn me, because there's no one there to encourage me to get up in the morning. There's nobody there to push me. Jake does really great at that. So it's been challenging and cool to really get to know me. And I have gotten up every morning. It's not easy, but I have. But it definitely is easier when you're doing it with somebody else. So I was feeling a little lonely this week because it'd been 2.5 weeks. And I just hadn't seen Jake, so it was kind of getting to me a little bit. And he actually surprised me on Tuesday and came home Tuesday night and surprised me. And I had the next day off of work, and he knew that was Juneteenth, so that's why he made the commute down. But it was I just happened to be up later, I don't even remember, 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and he came home, and before he came home, he kept telling me there's this Amazon package coming, and it's running late, and we need to make sure that we get it, because he kept saying it was his aero bars for his bike, because he needed aero bars. And I'm like, okay, oh my gosh, I'm sure it will get here, and I'm sure I'll find it, and I'm sure I'll get it. And he called me at 9 o'clock and was like, hey, it just delivered. I just got an email that it delivered. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'll go get it. Don't worry. So I open the door, and I just see this pile of it just looked like bags of clothes. And I just was like, what? This is not aero bars. And then I saw Jake's weighted vest in the front, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And he popped around the corner and was like, surprise. And it was just the best feeling. I just stood there and just started crying. So I was like, I missed you so much. I just was stunned. And then the rest of the night, I just was like, I cannot believe you're here. I cannot believe you're actually back home. This is, because I just was not expecting it at all. And it was just so surreal. But it was the best feeling ever to give him the biggest hug ever. And it was just the best. I just kept saying, I just can't believe you're here. This is not happening. Oh my gosh, just so unexpected. But it was just such a cool experience, and I just never want to forget it. We gave each other the biggest hug. And it was just the best feeling ever. So we just kind of talked that night. And then we're like, well, like, what are we going to do the next day? And I had this like big Ironman training planned. I was going to spend the whole day on the bike and everything. And I was like, forget it. Like, no, I want to like just be touching you the whole day. Like, I do not want you to leave my side. So we were like, okay, we have one day. What are we going to do? What are we going to do this one day? How are we going to make the best of it? How are we going to make this the best day ever? Because we have one day and that's it. And so he was going to drive home the next day. So he came in Tuesday night. We were going to spend Wednesday together, and he was going to drive back to Nashville Thursday morning. And so we decided we were going to go on a run together because we love running together. We're going to walk Lucy together, and then we were going to go paddleboarding together at the lake because that's something we love to do. And we were going to do our first open water swim practice for the Ironman, so we did that together. And he took me shopping because I don't have a car, so grocery shopping has been a little challenging. I've made do, but I definitely was in need of some groceries. So it was nice to have him there so we could just kind of stock up on some things. But we just had the best day ever. And it was just like, I was just so happy the whole day. And then the next day he drove back to Nashville. But I think I brought this up to Jake. Maybe I didn't. I just thought it in my head. But it was the best day ever. Like, seriously, I was so happy. And just because he was home, it didn't matter what we did. It didn't matter, like, if we went running, if we just stared at each other all day. I was just like, this is the best. Oh my gosh, I'm just so happy you're home. And it just really got me thinking, like, time is our greatest asset in life. Like, money is tangible. Everything is tangible in life except for time and your loved ones. And how much time really does mean to us. And I don't think we realize that. And I definitely take that for granted for me. And it really got me thinking, like, when we're older or now or whatever, like, if you just think about it, is there a time that you wish you could go back to and just spend one day living in that old version of yourself, that if you're a little bit older and you're like, man, I could just have one day to have a young body that feels good. I could go outside and exercise and, or you just wish you could go back to when your kids were little and just kind of enjoy that time for one day. Just the one day concept. What would you do to go back if it's a dog you want to hang out with or whatnot? And that's kind of like a powerful concept to think about. What would you spend your one day doing? And who would it be with? And time is such a precious, precious concept. And I want to make sure, like, now I'm not taking that for granted. Because I know when Jake and I are older, you know, our life is not guaranteed. Our life can be taken at any moment. But when we're older, we're going to look back at these times and be like, oh, if I could just have one day when we were in medical school and nurse practitioner school together and we were in Chapel Hill with Lucy and, oh, those were the best. If I could just have one day just to, like, live that again. And it just makes me feel really blessed for what I have and the circumstances that I'm in right now. And I'm blessed with a functioning body that works well. And I'm blessed with the beautiful dog, Lucy. I'm blessed with a wonderful husband. And I have a home here in Chapel Hill. And the weather is perfect. Like, there's just so many things that we just kind of, you really don't know how good you have it till it's gone. And I do feel like I very much knew Jake is amazing and I just love him to death. But I also do think that I don't take advantage, but I take it for granted how much he really does play a role in my life and how much I really do just love being around him no matter what we do. I don't care what we do. I just want to be right next to him. And I definitely do feel like I took that for granted a little bit. And now that we've had this space, it, like I said, you just don't know how good you have it till it's gone. And that's kind of like the lesson that I really learned this week was just be like so grateful for where you're at right now and look at the good things that you have right now, because your life is going to change. It's going to look different, and you're going to look back and say those were the good old days, and you're going to want to spend some time there in your memory lane. And I don't know, just some really deep concepts I was thinking about this week, and I just kind of wanted to share that like time is truly our greatest asset, and our memories, and just spending time with the ones we love, and making every moment count, and making sure that we are kind to those around us, and making the best of everything. And I don't know, kind of a mushy topic, I guess, but just really really eye-opening. As much as I miss Jake, as much as I am so excited for him to come home at the end of the summer, it has been really good for our relationship to just kind of be on our own, learn about ourselves on our own again, like we were in college before we were married. Really find ourselves, and then when we come together, we are bringing the best versions of ourselves. We are bringing the best versions of ourselves together, and we are making like the biggest spark when we come together, because we just know we have limited time to be together. So I'm excited to go visit him in Nashville next week. And I'm just excited because there is a bigger spark between us now that we've been apart than when we were just here every day together. And I just know that's because, you just don't know how good you have it till it's gone, and you just kind of take things for granted naturally. And so you have to consciously just really put effort into being grateful for what you have and recognizing what you have. And I don't know, it's a lot easier said than done. And sometimes you just physically have to have that separation to realize what you have and everything. But that was kind of a lesson I learned this week. Time is our greatest asset. And I'm going to continue to learn that for the next 5 weeks while Jake is still gone. But I'm just going to look at the good opportunities that come from us being separated, I guess. And that's, we get to really have that big spark when we come together. And then I get to really know myself. I get to be a little more independent and get to know myself a little bit more without Jake here, which is good. I feel like it comes with a lot of pros, but that's definitely not something I want long term. But like I said, I get myself up in the morning. I get myself meals ready. I have to be good at time management. I have to be good at taking Lucy out. So there's just so many pros. So many pros. Definitely not something I would want to live forever doing. But for right now, I'm just going to look at the positive side of this. But I hope y'all have a good week. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.